Okay, so hopefully this is going to work this time. Happy Tuesday, guys. So we are getting together with Uarisa today, and we're going to talk again about handling grief. So I'm really excited. Hopefully this will work out the way that we want to, and hopefully her Instagram profile is up and going and ready to do it this direction. So cross your fingers, cross your toes. This is a repeat from last week that we tried to go live on Instagram to Facebook, and we ended up having to do it the other way around, which sadly leaves Uarisa in the teeny like little postage stamp square in the top. So hopefully she will be with us in a moment. I do not see her watching here yet, but she knows what time we were going live, and I don't know why she's not here yet. So let me just send her a message and figure out why she's not here, because she's not here. Oh, I have a feeling it might be one of those technological Tuesdays, but we shall see. Let me get her a message shot out and see where she is at. Okay, Uarisa. Let's see, where are you, lady? There we go. So hopefully she'll be with us in a moment. So I will say hello to everyone on Facebook. Hello to everybody on Instagram. As you sign in, just shoot me a little wave so I know that you're here with the delay. And later at 2 p.m., we're going to get together for Taco About It Tuesday, and we're going to talk about the basics. Keto 101, grocery list, getting started, and my top 5 keto tips. So we're going to do that at 2 p.m., and we're just waiting. Uarisa's sending me a message back here. She says she's coming. Okay, so she should be here in a moment then with us. And she is on the way. She's still typing another message. It is definitely Tuesday. It's not Monday anymore. But I do love Mondays. I think Mondays are the best fresh day to start all over again with. So let me just see what she's typing here so I know why we... just another repeat of coming. So, I still do not see her yet watching on the Instagram Live, and that is the side that she is going to be joining us on. So, we'll give her a few minutes and see if it works. If not, then we may have to reschedule this one again. We'll see. We can only do what technology will allow us to do. So, there we go. How's your guys' week so far? How was your weekend? And how did everybody fare through Thanksgiving? I got to do double Thanksgiving because in Canada we had it a month ago, but at my house we had double turkey. And everybody was so excited. I had like the best Thanksgiving supper ever. Just saying. It is posted in my feed if you're curious what I had for Thanksgiving. So, let's see. I still do not see her. Let me refresh this one here and see. What is going on? No Uarisa as of yet. So, we tend to be quite patient. I suppose I should have put on some, dancing music while we were waiting. It seems so quiet at my house without the music, doesn't it? Does it seem odd, or is it just me? I actually noticed that my lights are kind of tipping down too, so I should take this opportunity to adjust those as well. Make my pretty shiny. That's how you know you're in my kitchen. I think without the lights, everybody would be like, whose kitchen is that? That does not even look like Dory's kitchen. Okay, well, I do not understand why she is not actually arriving when it says that she is coming. So, we will give her 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes, because 15 minutes of just standing here doing nothing, waiting is kind of probably enough for you guys for on a Tuesday. Probably enough. Yeah. We're going to have some fun at Talk About It Tuesday, though. I have actually a couple of friends who've approached me, and they're ready to start keto. So we want to do a basic list of what are your bare minimum foods you need. Not everybody has a $300 budget to go out and start something new. So we're going to look at how to get your bare basic minimums on $100 or less. Okay, you're not in. I can't see you. Are you on Instagram? Because it does not show me. If you are there viewing, Uarisa, it does not show me that you are yet. So, if you are, send me a wave or make a comment so that I realize that you're there. But it is, in fact, not showing me that you are here or watching. It says, can you see there? But I can't. No, I cannot see you. You are not there. You are not here. And you are also not on Facebook. So, I don't know where you are. But you are not with us. We're waiting. But you're not with us yet. She's typing again, so we're going to see what's going on. And I might just end up having a message call her, because that phone is on like 10% and it's about to die. Okay, no, honey. No. Okay, no. Okay, this is the problem. No, okay, so this is what happens when you call in. Everything pops out. I'm already live, waiting for you to come and join me. If you start your own live, then we're not going live together.
I got it.
Yes, so I have already started the live. I'm waiting for you to come and join me. We are already here. We are already waiting. We've been on since 12 o'clock, so go to my page and come and join me on the live. You started your own live, and you were supposed to join me on mine.
Okay, let me do it again.
We getting it. We're going to be smooth. We got it.
Yes. You know what? If I click on that, it says I'm live. Should I check if I didn't activate anything?
Okay, no. If it says you're live, then turn that off. That means you're going live right now. And people are watching you do this twice.
Yeah. When do you want me to start?
No, you don't start the live. I'm already on the live. Go to my page and join the live I have already started.
Okay. How should I go to your page?
Okay, so click on Colorful Keto with Dory like we were looking at main page and see the little lit up circle. Click on that. Hello. So if you click on that, there you are. Now I can add you. There we go. See, look how smooth that is. We are so smooth. Oh, see, we can do it. Hello.
My PJ is a big dog.
Yes.
Is it clear on your side?
There we go. We got you. We're clear. We're through. Let me just move this camera back a little bit. There we go. So we can get our whole face in there and not just part of it. There we go. Okay, we are ready. And we're live on Instagram. So why don't you start by introducing yourself?
Is my picture clear on your side?
Yes, you are crystal clear.
Is it not too dark?
Well, it's a little dark. If you could turn the other direction would be better. But we're running so late, we have to just start.
Okay, let's carry on.
Yes. So why don't you introduce yourself first and tell everybody what we're here to talk about?
Yeah, we can carry on.
Okay. I said introduce yourself and tell everybody what we're here to talk about today.
Okay, 1 second. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, now you are close to me now. I can hear you better.
Okay.
So you said I should introduce myself, right?
Yes.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry, I'm not that techy. I'm still learning this techy stuff. By the way, my name is Uarisa. I'm based in the UK. And right now, I'm in the process of setting up a coaching package, a grief coaching package, to help people who are grieving.
Yes.
And with me, it started a few years ago. In 2006, I've lost my only brother at the age of 39. It was a sudden death, and he was diagnosed with a heart condition. It was very sudden and very, very painful, as you could imagine. And excuse me. And in 2013, my mom also died suddenly after a short illness. That was also very, very painful. And the way how the news came, it was during the morning hours of October. I remember it very well. And one of my family members phoned me to inform me about the news. I was at work as well. And when I received the news, I felt, I was so shocked. I felt numb. I nearly collapsed. I felt hopeless. I felt like my whole world was crumbling just there in front of me. And somehow I felt like life has lost its meaning. So it took me almost 3 years to grieve for my mom. It was not easy. It was very painful, and it was a lonely journey. Even though I have few friends here in the UK, they could reach out to me as much as they could. But you know, people are busy, and most of my family members are abroad. So it was hard for me to find someone to talk to or to share my pain with. And that made my grieving even more difficult and unbearable. So from this experience, after I have recovered, I thought I have to come up with something. It's not fair for someone to grieve on their own. I have to come up with something that can make a difference in someone's life who's grieving. Even if I can just hold one person's hand at a time who's grieving and make a difference. And by being there for her to be able to talk to, that will really, really help a lot. And that's when I came up with the idea. So the whole passion came from my grieving experience. And now, right now, I'm in the process of putting up a grief package, as I've mentioned earlier on. I'm actually doing a market research to find out from other people who have been grieving as well, because we all have got different experience. Grief is very personal and it's unique in its own way. So I would love to find out from others about their experience, so that it will be able to help me to include what is important in the package. So this is where I am now, and then I met this lovely, lovely Dory. Yes. And we've now joined hands together because she's also, she lost her mom. We can relate to each other in so many ways. And this is where we are now.
Yes. And so, I saw a post that Uarisa had made asking for help with her market research. And I knew right away when I saw the post that I need to be able to reach out and share my experience, because it matters. It matters. If one person doesn't have to go through it on their own, it makes a difference. Yeah. And after we initially got together and answered those questions, I asked you, Uarisa, if you would mind doing that live so that other people can see, you know, what kind of information you're looking for so that we can help you gather it quickly.
Yes. So, yeah, that's true.
Yes. So let's do that. And today we'll just go through your market research questions, and then we can open it up at the end if anyone has any questions they would love to ask. Is that good with you?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's great. Sure.
Excellent.
So I'm only having 10 questions.
Okay.
Yeah, if you see me looking away, I'm looking at the question paper which I have drafted.
Okay.
So please bear with me. So the first question is, what's your biggest challenge when it comes to living with grief? Dory?
I think immediately the biggest challenge was what you said, the feeling that the world should stop. Everything, I didn't understand how everything just continued. The sun still rose, the birds still sang, I still had to get up every day and fulfill my daily obligations, and I really felt like there should have been a time. I feel like the world really should have stopped. There should have been a time where I could have grieved, and I think as the years have passed, I feel like not giving myself that time has burdened me over the years.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And how would you describe your grief? How does it make you feel?
I think the only way to really describe it is it's like living your whole life under a dark cloud. Even the happy moments don't seem as happy as they should be. And even in the moments when you want to celebrate, there's always this underlying, but it's not what it should be. It feels like like a color shield on life, I guess.
Yes. And what impact is your grief having on your life, day to day, right now?
I think,
or this time,
I think it drains me, to be honest with you. I think that the effort that goes into, and I don't want to say effort that goes into grieving, because it's not really an effort, but it feels some days almost like the sadness saps the joy out of every day. Like, it's almost like an energy drain on my positivity.
Yes. Yeah. And what will your life be like if you could heal and move past the pain of grief?
I can only, pardon me, sorry. I can only kind of imagine that, I suppose, because if I were past that point in my life, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But I could imagine that a life without a cloud would be what life used to be, that I would enjoy things for the moment and for what they were, and maybe just allowing myself true happiness again.
Yes, yeah, so true. And what have you already tried to help you with your grief?
I never got any professional counseling like I probably should have. I did some journaling. I spoke with some friends. I did set aside 1 week for myself about 6 months after my mom passed away. And other than that, I would say I adopted the suck it up, move on, it'll get better one day. Because what else do you do? Suck it up, move on, it will get better one day.
Yeah. Did it work?
No. No, I think that all I did was put that process on pause. Like, I don't think I'm really any further ahead than I was when I pushed pause 3 years ago. You can do that. You can stop the process, but you have to pick it up right where you left off anyways. Just saying.
Yeah, so true. Are you right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So if I were to create a program to help you heal and overcome the challenges that you've mentioned above,
yes,
what will it be? Will a one-to-one support be better for you? Group support? Or a monthly membership support?
I know that for a lot of people, especially when dealing with grief, they really don't want to share that with anybody else. They just want one-on-one.
Yeah.
But I think for me, what I've learned in this last year and a half sharing my journey is that makes a difference for me. Being able to share in a small, intimate group and realize that it's not just me going through it at that time. I think for myself personally, a small, intimate group setting would be something that I would prefer. And then later on, something that had monthly or weekly check-ins where, you know what, I could just pop in and say, hey, you know what, I'm struggling. Who else is struggling? Or, you know, say, I've had a really great week. Who else is having a really great week?
Yes, yeah. Would you prefer that like over a short period of time? Let me say short period of time, I'm talking about 2 to 3 months coaching program, or maybe a little bit longer, 3 to 6 months, or up to a year.
In all honesty, I think it's best to leave something like that open, because it's hard to say. Is it going to take 3 months? Is it going to take 6 months? Is it going to take a year? I've been working on this for almost 3 years already. So I think the key is to be okay with the process and just say, you know what, it might take a month, it might take 6 months.
Yeah. And create something which is flexible.
Yes.
Which can give that choice to people.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So, what kind of topics would you want support with?
I think,
so that I can include them. Yeah.
I think initially one of the most important topics is finding the support that you need, because I think it wasn't so much that the people around me didn't want to help me with my grief. They didn't know how to. You know, my fiance loves me very much, does not know how to handle crying. He took a very I don't know what to say here, walk it off. Like, walk it off. And people don't know how to speak to you in moments of grief. And I think being able to seek out help when you need it is a really equally stressful and difficult thing for people to do when they're in the middle of grief. So I think that's a big topic, how to reach out, how to find the help that you need. I think focusing on allowing yourself new happiness, because you know what, the people that left us behind don't want us to be sad either. You know, that's not the life my mother wants for me. My mother didn't want me to spend the next 50 years of my life being sad. So I think accepting that we deserve happiness, and that just being able to be open and allow it in our lives again, I think would be a really great topic to cover. And I think for people who lose a partner, I think finding love again is a huge topic, because that's another level. I mean, I lost my mom, but if you, in addition to that, are struggling with the fact that you should never be romantically happy again, I think there should really be some good support for that. And I think it's sad that there's not.
Yeah. So if I were to create a program, what will you expect to pay? I
would say if you're doing something very intensive one-on-one, I know that those kinds of coaching programs generally run quite expensive. They're usually about $1,000 a month for something very intensive, one-on-one. And that's not something that's within my budget personally. For me, something that would work better would be something that I could perhaps budget and decide when I was going to do my check-in. So if it was something that, cost me $20 or $30 to do my check-in and do that, that's something that's feasible that I could budget each month for as long as I needed. So for me, in my financial situation, something like that would be preferable. Something that was flexible, that wasn't necessarily a 3-month commitment, but I could sign in for whenever I felt the need.
Yes. Yeah, fantastic. A lot of choices.
Yes.
And flexibility in the package.
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Oh, that's it?
Yay!
That's it. That was the last question. Oh, Dory, thanks so much for your help.
It's so much easier this time.
I really appreciate them.
Every time we do it, it gets easier. I won't lie. It's a little bit easier each time.
Yes, yeah. And I can see that through, talking about grief itself, it's like a therapy. And when I'm looking at you now compared to the time when we started chatting and now, I can see you as a different person because we have been talking about it. Through talking, you have been releasing some pain, some sadness, and every day it's getting better and better and better, and that's amazing. And I think that talking about grief itself, it helps.
And
it does help.
I do feel like it was easier. The first time that we talked, I don't think we got through question 1 before I was bawling my eyes out. Like I hadn't discussed it with anyone. It's so raw still to be able to talk about it. But I knew that I needed to because it's not just me. I'm not the only one who doesn't want to be vulnerable and have to deal with it. But the truth of it is if I don't, I'm going to be exactly where I am now 10 years from now. 5 years from now. Now is the time to take responsibility for that and be part of my own healing.
And you are doing well. You are doing it already.
Thank you. So I'm going to take a quick scroll and see if we have any questions. And then I'll take a look and see on Facebook as well. And see if we have any questions from anybody.
Anyone has got some questions?
Yeah, let's see what we got on Facebook here. Oh, thank you for sharing, Lindy. Lindy shared to her group. Lindy has a really fun group. Paleo Barbie Does Keto. I love her group. It's super fun. Super fun.
Okay.
Cindy just says, good morning. I guess it's afternoon. We love you, Cindy. Hello, ladies. Shared to group. So we don't have any questions yet. Let's maybe just take a moment, a little bit, to talk about the transition from when you healed through your grieving to how you decided to help other people, because that's a huge leap. And I have to respect that.
It is. I lost you.
Oh, we're back.
Okay, we're back. What did you say? What was the question again?
I said,
please?
Let's talk a little bit about that period in between when you were healing and when you decided this was it. This is what you need to do to help other people. How did you make that decision to go from healing yourself to helping other people heal?
Right. I have to be honest and open by saying that when I was grieving Dory, I I went through a very dark moment. And I was struggling a lot. Emotionally, I was struggling a lot with my energy. And everything was hard to do. Cooking was very hard. Bathing was very hard, or taking a shower. And even eating itself was very hard. For some months, I was living on cereals. For some months, I was also living on toast. Because, as I said, I felt like everything was too much to do.
Yeah.
And it took me months. I went through that. But I think one thing which was also hard, but which I'm grateful that I have allowed myself to go through that, was that I gave myself permission to grieve. I became a friend during my grief. I didn't realize that by doing that, actually, I was giving myself a chance to start healing a bit by bit. So I went through that for some time. Because I was not eating well, I lost weight. I lost so much weight. And I think I became, if I'm not mistaken, it was 7 stone or 7.5. That's how grief took toll on me during that time. And I was completely disconnected from my strength. I was completely disconnected from loving myself. But I gave myself permission to grieve. I allowed whatever the day was bringing to come, whether it was easy or not, or whether it was spending the whole day in my pajamas sometimes. I allowed that for me to happen. And because I opened the door and I allowed myself to grieve, I remember that during those first 3 years, there was no time I could talk about my mom without crying. No way. And all I can say is that I can't exactly put finger on when I started recovering. But all I can say is that it just didn't happen like that. No. I started with crawling. At times, I found myself flat on my stomach again. One day, I felt better. The other day, it was worse and horrible. And during my crawling time of going through my grieving time, at times, I felt like, oh, maybe I've passed that stage. And then I thought I would start walking so that I can start running again. But then at times, I found myself flat on my stomach again. In anger, in pain, in resentment, because I had some issues as well surrounding, in my family. So all this added to more pain, more anger, and even more sadness about my mom's death. And I had a lot of questions about my mom's death. And through that, I started doing some research as well. I would say 2.5 during my grieving process. And then I started doing some research, and which was also helping me. I started getting some tools which I have used to be able to get back on my coming back from crawling and back to my feet again and be able to walk. Yeah, so I went through that stage as well. And it took me time. At times I felt like, will I be able to get to the other side? At times it felt like it was not possible. At times I felt like, is life really worth living? I had a lot of questions. And so Dory, that was my journey until one day it dawned on me while I was living on cereals and a lot of toast.
Yeah.
I thought my mom wouldn't have to see me being like this.
Yeah.
My mom wouldn't have to see me losing so much weight. My mom would say something like, "Be brave. You are a strong woman." And I think that has also helped me a lot. It has given me some courage to be able to start walking toward the line of recovery. And as I have said, it didn't happen overnight. It was a journey.
Yeah.
I used to have a lot of nightmares about my mom. A lot of nightmares about the funeral. Sometimes I could wake up at night crying. Yeah, but step by step, I got to the finishing line. And when I got there, I looked back. And then I thought this could have been a bit easier, probably if I had someone to hold my hand. Probably if I had someone to talk to every day, because every day of a griever is different.
Yes.
It's different. Yeah. And that's when I thought, I can do something about this. If I can just make a difference in one person's life, I can do something about this. Let me start something. And I think that's where I moved from recovery into wanting to extend my hand through grief.
Yeah. In a weird way, what I do in the keto world is very entwined in losing my mother in an odd way. For me, I did the opposite that you did, and I ate really terrible, and I gained weight. I gained weight after my mother died. I started eating things like cream eggs by the dozen, and chocolates and comfort foods, and I gained weight. And then I accidentally found keto. Like, I literally stumbled upon it by accident. And when I learned and I figured it out and I learned how to share that, that was the basis for me. I was like, you know what? If one person doesn't have to go through what I went through and see how difficult it was, because it was hard for me to learn on my own. But at the end, once I figured it out, I was like, this is so easy. This is so easy. I can make it easier for you.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah, so that's where it all started, Dory.
Okay.
And through that, I've learned the power of forgiveness as well, which I've applied. It's one of the two that I've applied during my grief journey, because I needed to forgive my family. I needed to forgive myself as well, because I had issues which I was regretting. One of the issues which I was regretting, which was also contributed to more pain that time, the last 4 years before my mom passed away, because I live in the UK and I was at uni starting, so I couldn't afford to go home to visit them. So the last 4 years I didn't see them. I could only talk to them on the phone, which is different. So I was regretting for not spending time with my mom.
Yeah.
I was so much in pain, and I was really beating myself for that. Yeah.
I don't know if that time makes a difference. I knew my mom was going to die. She was diagnosed with cancer. We knew it, and I spent the whole year at her side, and I still hated myself for things. So I don't know that actually having that time gives you peace either, to be honest with you, because I was here. I was literally here the moment she took her last breath, and it didn't make it any easier that I was there, because I still didn't have any control, and I still had to give her CPR after she was gone, because you have to do that until they arrive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know that being there makes it easier.
Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're cutting out. Leave me 1 second.
Through reading, through doing research, I've learned that
Sorry, I had to blow my nose.
by forgiving myself for the things which I thought I didn't do, by forgiving for the thing which was beyond my control, by forgiving myself for finding myself in that situation, what has also contributed to my healing. And it didn't just happen overnight. It was also a process. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's...
with other tools that I have also used, which I would love some other tools which I've gained along the way. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I think I want to close out by saying thank you so much for putting this together and for taking the time. And we will post the links as well so that people can get in touch with you if they would like to answer these questions for you as well. And I will put up everything where they can get a hold of you. And do you have anything up and coming in the next couple weeks that you're going to be adding to your Facebook group that we should be looking for?
Do I have, say that again, please?
I said, do you have anything up and coming in the next couple weeks in your Facebook group that we should be looking for?
Any upcoming? I lost you again. Sorry.
It's okay. What's up in your group these days, your Facebook group?
Oh, my Facebook group.
Yes.
I'll be putting on some tips on how to overcome grief challenges. Yeah, I've got I've got my first video which I'm going to put on how to overcome grief challenges.
Excellent.
So I'm going to share some tips there, and then I will share a bit more as well on that.
Excellent.
But at the moment, based on the question that on the answers that I'm getting from people, I'm also going to create some more videos.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, but yes, I'm going to create some more videos on that so that I can give some more freebies to people.
Perfect.
And be able to help them or support them.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I'll put that on my Facebook page, group.
Excellent.
So everyone who's got a question, then they'll be able to see that and post some stuff, ask questions, and be able to get some more tips as well in the meantime.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I will make sure I post all of the links so that people know where to find you, and we will get together on private message and book a time to do another chat, because I think it's really important for us to talk about the things that nobody wants to talk about.
Definitely. And the more we talk about it, the more it becomes normal, and the more it helps people to grieve even better.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So I believe so.
Yes.
I strongly believe that. So thank you so much. I think it will help if we can open up if we can have another session.
Yes.
Where we can open some. Just open the floor for people to ask questions. People who are grieving and they just post questions and we answer them.
I think that's an amazing idea.
For that. Is that okay with you?
Yes, that would be fantastic. We would love it, Uarisa.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, brilliant. And thank you so much, Dori, for your time. Thank you so much to everyone else who joined us this evening. We appreciate you, and we look forward to walk the journey of grief with you and to be able to support you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, and end.